a Holocaust museum would be something that we can really use in Florida. Florida is not the friendliest state as far as minorities are concerned. And I got the idea of maybe getting a boxcar.
You know, it's interesting, when they brought the boxcar here, they wanted me to speak and tell my story, what happened there. And I told them, you must be kidding. From all what I have gone through, I should remember what happened in the car. And they said, yes, remember, tomorrow, we'll ask you tomorrow. And sure enough, I came home and I was thinking, what happened? How did it was horrible. People were standing. There was no room to sit down. But when I came when I walked in, I saw in a corner my two friends sitting down there, so I ran to them. And this was unusual that she could sit down, so she found a corner and sat down. And it was horrible conditions.
The arrival of the boxcar was a very, very dramatic, very touching event. Walter Lobenberg had hired somebody to find a boxcar that hadn't been repainted and hadn't been refurbished, that was in original state. And he found someone who said, yes, I could do that. And 9 months, a year later, he calls up and said, guess what? The boxcar is going to be arriving in the port of Tampa. And a bunch of us came down there with a large truck, and this remarkable boxcar was lifted off the ship and placed on the truck. And it was transported to the original museum location, which was on Dumie Road in Madeira Beach. And it was just the most remarkable moment for all of us. And it was the foundation for what was to become the Florida Holocaust Museum, which is one of the best Holocaust museums in the United States.
So do you remember that we brought the boxcar from Madeira Beach in a parade down Central Avenue?
Right.
And we had had lots of publicity on it, so there must have been hundreds of people. And we only went like maybe 2 blocks. But my daughter was 6, I think, at the time, and she was in the parade, and we had lots of kids in the parade, and it was just phenomenal. And we got cheers, and it was really a significant, meaningful experience.
When that boxcar was brought to this new museum, it was put into their parking lot. And they didn't want to leave it alone. It was going to be put into the museum the next day. We had an all-night vigil, and I was one of those who stayed with it. We had yachtside candles all around it, and it was very emotional and very touching to be there, and it was wonderful.